Taylor Swift stepped onto the rooftop, her silhouette framed by a skyline that shimmered with possibility. She wasn't just another guest blending into the crowd. Tonight, Taylor was the anchor at Selena Gomez's side, the kind of friend whose presence turns an already electric atmosphere into something unforgettable. The city below blinked with 1,000 lights, but Taylor's attention was fixed on Selena, radiant in a sequin jumpsuit and fur jacket, the undisputed star of the night. This wasn't just any birthday. It was the kind of event that pulses with nostalgia, a 70s disco-themed celebration alive with music, laughter, and the shared memories of a sisterhood forged in the fires of fame and adversity. Selena, turning 33, held court among friends, industry legends, and the people who had shaped her journey in ways the world could only guess at. Taylor, in a black long-sleeve dress that hugged her frame, wore her signature red lipstick, a bold slash of color against the night. She moved through clusters of friends with effortless grace, balancing the role of global superstar with that of fiercely loyal companion. Her laughter rang out above the music as she darted glances back at Selena, always making sure her friend was at the center of every hug, every dance, every moment. Selena's joy was infectious. She pulled Taylor close for countless photos, their arms entwined, faces pressed together in the kind of candid snapshots that capture more than smiles. They capture trust, inside jokes, and battles weathered side by side. Around their feet, gold and silver balloons shimmered in the glow of a spinning disco ball, scattering 1,000 tiny stars across the dance floor and the faces of the friends who made up Selena's inner circle. This was more than just a party. It was the living, breathing proof of the bond Selena had built over years of highs and lows, of public triumphs and quiet heartbreaks. Sofia Carson's laughter echoed as she joined the group for stories and snapshots, while Benny Blanco, Selena's fiancé and creative partner, never strayed far from her side. The chemistry between them was obvious, drawing smiles from everyone watching as they danced, shared secrets, or exchanged a kiss that felt both spontaneous and deeply familiar. Taylor and Benny shared a warmth, too, not the forced camaraderie of fame, but something genuine. They were both guardians of Selena's happiness, each supporting her in their own way, each adding another thread to the tapestry of her life. As the music shifted, Taylor took Selena's hand and spun her under the disco lights, their laughter ringing above the beat. They sang along to every word, not caring who watched or filmed, lost in the moment and the music that had been the backdrop of their friendship for more than a decade. Other friends joined in, forming a circle, clapping and cheering as Selena tossed her head back, her hair catching the light. Benny cut in for a dance, Taylor playfully bowing out with a wink, the three of them exchanging glances that said more than any words could. The rooftop buzzed with stories, memories of old adventures, whispered plans for the future, and the milestones that had brought them all together. In a quieter corner, Taylor and Selena slipped away from the crowd for a hushed conversation. They talked about everything, their dreams and fears, the pressures of living in the public eye, the moments of joy that made it all worthwhile. Taylor squeezed Selena's hand, telling her how proud she was, not just of her career, but of the person she had become. Selena grinned, eyes bright, and said she couldn't have made it through without her. They talked about the upcoming wedding, about Benny's proposal, about the excitement and nerves that came with planning such a major event. Selena's biggest worry was the guest list. She wanted everyone she loved to be there, especially Taylor, but didn't want her friend to feel pressured, knowing how packed her schedule could be. Taylor promised she wouldn't miss it for the world. They hugged, the city stretching out behind them, the moment small and private amid the chaos of celebration. The party rolled on, the night growing deeper. Friends gathered for group photos, posed in front of balloon walls, and took turns at the karaoke machine. Selena and Taylor duet on a few songs, their voices blending in perfect harmony as the crowd cheered them on. There were toasts, too. Friends and family raising glasses to Selena, sharing stories and memories, wishing her nothing but happiness. Taylor's toast was simple but moving. She spoke of Selena's resilience and strength, and how lucky she felt to walk through life by her side. The applause was thunderous, and Selena wiped away tears, overwhelmed by gratitude. The next morning, Selena's Instagram was a carousel of memories. Images that captured the energy, the friendships, and the love that filled every corner of the rooftop. In her caption, she wrote honestly about her journey, about how the past year had been the most beautiful of her life because of the people who had made it possible. She thanked everyone for their unwavering love and support, for sharing in her triumphs and her struggles, and for making the year unforgettable. But that night was more than a party. It was a preview of what was to come. In just a few months, Selena and Benny would gather their friends and family for their wedding in Montecito, a 2-day event that promised to be as star-studded and heartfelt as the birthday celebration. The guest list was a who's who of music in Hollywood, with Taylor and Travis Kelce expected to attend, alongside Selena's co-stars from Only Murders in the Building and Benny's collaborators from across the industry. Insiders whispered about the careful planning that had gone into the date. Selena wanted Taylor there, but never wanted her to feel pressured. It was another example of the thoughtfulness that defined Selena's relationships. She made everyone feel included, valued, and seen. The engagement had been announced quietly in December after more than a year of dating, but the love between Selena and Benny was impossible to miss. They moved through the party as a team, supporting each other, making everyone feel welcome, sharing jokes and quiet moments in the midst of the revelry. Their wedding would be a celebration not just of their own love, but of the friendships and family ties that had shaped their lives. As the rooftop emptied and the first light of dawn crept across the sky, Taylor and Selena lingered, wrapped in conversation. They talked about the future, about new projects, dreams not yet realized, and the ways they would keep supporting each other no matter how busy life got. Taylor promised to be there for every milestone, every big moment. Selena made the same promise back. They hugged, holding on, neither ready to let the night end. The music faded, the laughter drifted away, but the memories remained, etched into the skyline, into the hearts of everyone who had been lucky enough to share in the magic. The party had been a success, not because of the guest list or the glittering decor, but because of the love and connection that filled every moment. It was a reminder that even in a world that can feel overwhelming, there is always room for joy, for laughter, for the kind of friendship that can weather any storm. Selena stepped into her 33rd year surrounded by love, by friends who had become her chosen family, by memories that would carry her through whatever came next. For Taylor, for Selena, and for everyone who had been there, it was a night to remember, a night that would live on in stories and photos, and in the hearts of all who had shared in it. Don't miss out. Subscribe for more stories, more celebrations, and more behind-the-scenes moments from the lives of your favorite stars. The best is yet to come.